Have you ever felt that frustrating mid-afternoon slump, even after what seemed like a pretty good meal? Or maybe you wondered why some foods leave you feeling, energized and sharp, while others just make you feel sluggish and kind of foggy?
Yeah, that's a really common experience.
Well, today we're doing a deep dive into exactly that, how what you eat and drink directly impacts your energy, your mental clarity, and just your overall well-being. Think of it as fine-tuning your inner engine.
Exactly. We've pulled together insights from a whole range of sources, everything from the National Council on Aging to the very latest research on the gut microbiome. Our mission here is really to pull out the most important nuggets, help you understand the sometimes surprising science behind sustained energy, and give you some actionable insights to keep that internal engine running smoothly all day long.
Okay, let's unpack this then. If our body is this high-performance machine, food's the primary fuel, right? But what are the big players? The macronutrients.
Yeah.
And how do they fuel us differently? Because that seems to be where the real insights start.
You've got it. So carbohydrates, proteins, and fats, they're the three macronutrients. And yeah, they all provide energy, but it's really crucial to understand that each one has unique properties, and they have profoundly different effects on how your body actually accesses and uses that energy.
Right. Let's start with carbs then, because our sources definitely highlight them as the body's kind of go-to fuel. We always hear carbs are energy, but the insight seems to be how different that energy release can be, like a rocket boost versus a slow, steady burn. Let's get into that distinction.
Absolutely. So carbohydrates break down into glucose. That's the main energy source for your body's cells. But like you said, not all carbs deliver fuel the same way. When we talk about good carbs for sustained energy, we're really talking about complex carbohydrates.
Okay, so what makes them complex? What's the deal there?
It's basically the structure. Complex carbs are made of longer chains of sugar molecules. This means your body has to work harder, takes longer to break them down, and that gives you a much more sustained, steady release of energy. This slower digestion helps keep your blood sugar levels stable, so you avoid those sharp spikes and then the crashes that leave you feeling drained. Plus, they're usually packed with fiber, which is great for digestive health, helps you feel full longer. That can support weight management and even contribute to heart health by helping lower cholesterol sometimes.
Okay, so what kind of foods are we talking about? Give us some examples.
Sure. For whole grains, think things like oatmeal, brown rice, quinoa, whole wheat bread. Those are fantastic.
Right.
Then you've got legumes, beans, lentils, chickpeas, very good source, and vegetables, both starchy ones like sweet potatoes, squash, corn, even regular potatoes. And also the non-starchy ones like broccoli, spinach, kale, asparagus, bell peppers, loads of options there. And fruits, of course, apples, blueberries, pears, oranges, berries, they all fit in.
Okay, so that's the steady burn. What about the other side? The simple carbs.
Right, those are more like a flash flame for energy, as you put it earlier. They digest really quickly, lead to a rapid spike in blood sugar, but then it's followed by an equally sharp energy crash. Ugh.
Like candy, right?
Exactly. Candy, white breads, white pastas, cakes, sugary drinks. They give you that quick burst, yeah? But often leave you feeling worse than before.
Okay. Let's move on to proteins then. You mentioned they aren't the primary direct energy source like carbs, but they're still vital for sustained energy. How does that work?
Right.
Especially this role in satiety and structure.
Precisely. Proteins are crucial for supplying amino acids. These are the fundamental building blocks your body uses for, well, almost everything. Repairing tissues, building muscle, making important enzymes and hormones. So while they don't offer that instant energy kick like carbs, they significantly help you feel full longer.
Ah, okay. Satiety.
Yeah, satiety. They provide a more sustained sense of energy, especially when you pair them with other foods. They sort of keep the engine purring steadily, stopping you from running on fumes too quickly.
And good examples here would be things like...
Oh, lots. Eggs, Greek yogurt, chicken, fish, especially fatty fish like salmon, trout, mackerel. Then plant-based options like tofu, legumes again, nuts and seeds, and their butters like peanut butter.
Right.
Plus cheese and whole milk count too.
So a practical tip might be...
just be intentional about adding protein to meals and snacks. It makes a big difference. For instance, stir some nuts or seeds into your oatmeal or yogurt, or have some cheese with your crackers. It really helps with sustained fullness and energy, helps you avoid that classic mid-afternoon dip.
Makes sense. And finally, fats. Often get a bad rap, don't they?
They really do. But healthy fats are absolutely an essential macronutrient and a crucial source of energy.
So not just empty calories.
Not at all. Healthy sources like olive oil, avocado, nuts, seeds, they provide really dense energy. And they also play a vital role in helping your body absorb other important nutrients, like certain vitamins. They're not just fuel. They're kind of like the lubricants and transporters in your body's machine.
Okay, macros covered. Now, what about the micromanagers, the vitamins and minerals?
Ah, yes. What's fascinating here is how these micronutrients, the vitamins and minerals, act as critical cofactors, catalysts, really, in our body's energy factories, right down at the cellular level.
So they're not the fuel itself, but they make the fuel work.
Exactly. Think of B vitamins, for example, as the essential mechanics. They turn the fuel from your food, the carbs, fats, proteins, into the actual spark your cells need to run. It's called ATP. They don't provide energy directly, but without them, that energy just sits there, basically unused.
Wow. And it's incredible that these tiny nutrients are so essential that deficiencies can cause real problems, like fatigue, weakness.
Significant fatigue, yes. Weakness, impaired cognitive function. It really highlights their importance.
Okay, let's break down some key players then. What do they actually do for our energy? You mentioned B vitamins.
Absolutely. The B vitamins, and it's a whole family, B1, B2, B3, B5, B6, B8, which is biotin, B9 folate, and B12. They are all absolutely essential. They're involved in converting the energy from macronutrients into that usable chemical energy, ATP, basically key steps in all the major metabolic pathways.
So these B vitamins are like vital cogs in the energy machine. But what happens if one cog is missing or not working right? I heard some B vitamin deficiencies can lead to anemia. That sounds pretty serious.
That's a really critical point. Vitamins B6, B9, folate, and B12 are very closely linked in how they help produce red blood cells. If you're deficient in any one of those, your body can't make enough healthy red blood cells. That's anemia.
Right.
And that means your blood can't carry oxygen efficiently, which shows up as fatigue, general weakness, shortness of breath. You feel tired even with light exercise.
Wow.
So yes, a deficiency in just one B vitamin can definitely slow the whole system down.
Okay. Then there's vitamin C. We usually think immunity, right?
We do, but it's also a player in energy. And, interestingly, mood.
Mood. How so?
Well, vitamin C helps your body process fats for energy it's needed to make carnitine, which transports fatty acids into the cell's energy centers, the mitochondria. Plus, it's a powerful antioxidant. It protects your muscles and brain from the sort of wear and tear, the oxidative stress that comes with high energy production. And yeah, studies have found links between low vitamin C levels and increased symptoms of depression and anxiety. Some people even see mood improvements after supplementation. It's like it helps protect both the body and maybe mental clarity.
Interesting. And iron. That's a mineral many of us know is crucial.
Iron is absolutely fundamentalist. It's a key part of enzymes your cells use to produce energy directly in the electron transport chain. And of course, it's essential for oxygen transport in your blood via hemoglobin.
Right.
Without enough iron, your cells literally can't get the oxygen they need to create energy efficiently. This leads to fatigue. Even if you don't have full-blown anemia yet, just being low can do it.
Okay. Magnesium also seems to pop up everywhere in the body, including energy.
Magnesium is truly a powerhouse. Most of the usable energy in your cells, that ATP we mentioned, it needs magnesium bound to it to actually work.
So it activates the energy.
Pretty much. It's like the key that unlocks ATP's power. It's also vital for muscle and nerve function. Deficiency can lead to muscle cramps, fatigue, poor physical performance. And what's interesting is higher magnesium intake has been linked to better physical endurance. And it might even help manage mild anxiety and depressive symptoms.
Fascinating. And quickly, zinc.
Zinc helps your body's antioxidant defense system. And it plays a role in keeping your brain's communication lines, neurotransmission running smoothly, sort of making sure the signals don't get scrambled.
So pulling this all together, it's really not just about getting enough food. It's about getting the right kind of fuel and the right mix of these micromanagers for your internal engine to run optimally, right down at the cellular level.
Exactly that. And if you connect this to the bigger picture, the way all these micronutrients interact, it means a lack in even a single one could potentially slow down the entire energy production system. That could be behind that feeling of sluggishness or fatigue.
Right. We've fueled the engine with macros, fine-tuned it with micros, but even the best engine needs cooling and lubrication, right? Which brings us to hydration. Seems so basic, but often overlooked. Neglecting it can really gum up the works, can't it?
Absolutely. Water is so simple, yet so vital for good health. And here's a stat that might surprise you. Research suggests something like 75% of Americans are chronically dehydrated.
75%. Wow.
Yeah, and older adults are often at greater risk. Natural drops in thirst levels, changes in body composition, even some medications like diuretics can contribute to fluid loss. Many of us are just not drinking enough.
And the benefits of staying hydrated are huge, affecting almost every system.
Yeah.
Let's tick through some key ones. First, brain performance. That brain fog you feel might not just be lack of sleep. Even mild dehydration, like a tiny 2% fluid loss, can apparently mess with memory, mood, concentration, reaction time.
It really can. It's like your brain trying to run on dial-up internet, as you said. But boosting water intake can positively impact cognition and help stabilize emotions.
Okay.
Second, digestive harmony. Water is essential for proper food digestion. It helps prevent things like irregular bowel movements, gas, bloating, heartburn. It aids in breaking down soluble fiber. And actually, mineral water with sodium and magnesium can sometimes be especially helpful here.
Third, and directly relevant to energy.
More energy, yeah. When you're dehydrated, your blood actually gets a bit thicker.
Really?
Yeah, which makes your heart work harder to pump oxygen around. This slows circulation, reduces oxygen flow to the brain, and directly leads to feeling tired and sluggish.
Makes perfect sense. Fourth,
Supports weight loss and management. Water gives you a sense of fullness, which can help you eat less overall. Studies have even shown drinking water before meals can lead to weight reduction and consuming less sugar, cholesterol, sodium, and saturated fat.
interesting. Fifth,
Decreased joint pain. The cartilage in our joints, the cushion, it's about 80% water.
wow.
So proper hydration keeps joints lubricated, reduces friction, supports smoother movement, less creaking.
Good to know. Sixth,
Better temperature regulation. When you're dehydrated, your body stores more heat, making it harder to tolerate warm temperatures. Hydration helps you produce sweat, which is your body's critical cooling system.
seventh, kidneys.
Helps prevent kidney stones. Adequate water intake dilutes the minerals in your urine, making stones less likely to form.
Yeah.
It also helps flush out bacteria, preventing UTIs.
Eighth, the heart.
Vital for a healthier heart. Blood is mostly water, right? Dehydration can concentrate blood and mess with the balance of vital minerals, electrolytes like potassium and sodium that are crucial for proper heart function.
Ninth, almost there.
Improved detoxification. Enough water supports your body's natural detox systems, helping remove waste efficiently through urination, breathing, sweat, bowel movements.
And 10th, headaches. A common one.
Very common. Even mild fluid loss can cause your brain to slightly, literally, contract away from the skull. And that can trigger headaches and even migraines in some people.
It's amazing. I know I've reached for coffee sometimes when maybe all I needed was a glass of water. Is there a common signal our body sends when it's just thirsty, but we misinterpret it?
Absolutely. It's incredibly easy to confuse thirst with hunger, or even just boredom sometimes. A lot of times what feels like a craving for a snack is actually just your body signaling for water. That's why it's often a good idea to try drinking a glass of water first when those feelings hit. Just wait a few minutes and see if it helps.
Good tip. So how much should we aim for?
Well, the classic advice is 8-ounce glasses a day. That's a decent benchmark. Or you can use a body weight formula. Aim to drink about 1/3 of your body weight in ounces daily. So if you weigh 150 pounds, that's about 50 ounces.
But really, listen to your body drink when you feel thirsty. And making it a habit to drink a big glass of water with every meal really helps.
And focus on.
Mostly water, or low-calorie options like sparkling water, plain coffee or tea, maybe some naturally flavored water. Carrying a big reusable water bottle is a great visual reminder too.
And obviously, drink more when exercising, or if it's hot, or if you're unwell.
Definitely. Increase fluid intake during physical activity, hot or humid weather, or if you're losing fluids through vomiting or diarrhea.
And when is dehydration serious enough to need medical help?
Mild dehydration usually resolves with just drinking fluids, but severe dehydration is a medical emergency. Seek immediate help if you experience dizziness or feeling faint, a very dry mouth, rapid breathing or heartbeat, dark-colored urine or trouble urinating. FAR-V fluids might be needed then.
Okay. Crucial stuff. Now let's shift gears a bit. Many of us focus so much on what we eat, but when we eat can be just as impactful for energy levels, right? Let's talk strategic meal timing. Yeah, this is a big one. If we connect it back to that engine analogy, your body really works best when it gets a steady, predictable supply of fuel. You don't want to run the tank empty between fill-ups. Regular fueling keeps things running smoothly.
And our sources seem to suggest eating roughly every 3 to 4 hours is a good guideline.
It's a really helpful strategy for many people, yeah. It helps keep your blood sugar stable, which is huge for energy. It helps you stay focused without needing constant caffeine hits. And it can prevent those intense cravings later on that often lead to overeating. Overall, it supports mood, metabolism, and long-term health.
And how do you know if you're waiting too long? What are the signs?
You might start to feel shaky, maybe a bit dizzy or lightheaded.
Okay.
Or you might get irritable, anxious, hangry. That's a real thing.
Definitely felt that one.
Right. Or you might notice intense cravings, usually for quick energy foods, and then tend to overeat when you finally do sit down to eat. Your body's basically screaming for fuel at that point.
So to avoid that crash, remember what we said about macros. Don't just grab quick carbs or caffeine.
Exactly. That's just a temporary fix. Instead, always try to pair carbohydrates with some protein and healthy fats. That gives you longer lasting energy without the crash.
Like a banana with peanut butter, not just the banana.
Perfect example. Or an apple with a handful of almonds.
And also remembering that thirst versus hunger thing we just talked about.
Yes. Be mindful of confusing hunger with thirst, or even boredom. Sometimes grabbing water, taking a quick walk, or just checking in with your body can help you figure out what you really need before you reach for a snack automatically.
Okay, but schedules get crazy. How do people manage this with busy lives? Meal prep.
Meal prep is absolutely key if you have a demanding schedule. Planning and preparing some energizing meals and snacks in advance makes a huge difference. Think about making smoothies you can pack in Greek yogurt or protein powder, spinach, fruit like bananas and berries, add some chia seeds or almond milk for healthy fats. Super quick, nutrient-dense, and portable.
Good idea. What else?
Quiche cups are great too. Make them with eggs, milk, cheese, your favorite veggies like spinach, peppers, mushrooms. Easy to grab for breakfast or a snack. Mediterranean bowls are fantastic. Use a base like quinoa or brown rice. Add lean protein, grilled chicken or chickpeas. Lots of colorful veggies like cucumbers, tomatoes, olives, a drizzle of olive oil, maybe some feta. You can make a big batch.
Yeah, those sound good.
Wraps are super versatile too. Whole grain tortillas, lean protein like turkey or tofu, hummus or avocado, load up on fresh veggies, quick to assemble. Even things like spring rolls with shredded carrots, peppers, cucumber, maybe some cooked shrimp or tofu. Light, but satisfying.
And what about people with really tough schedules, like long shifts without breaks?
Right. For those situations, remember that even part of a meal or snack is better than nothing at all. Small, high-energy, high-protein snacks can bridge those long gaps. Think cheese and peanut butter with crackers, a hard-boiled egg, a small handful of nuts. Consistency, even in small amounts, adds up.
Good point. Small steps.
And another smart trick. When you do have time to cook, make double recipes. Freeze portions for later. Then you've always got a healthy option ready to go. And while listening to your body is important, sometimes eating proactively is the way to go.
Like before a workout.
Exactly. Or before a long meeting, you can't eat during. It's like topping up the fuel tank before the warning light even comes on, preventing the crash before it starts.
We should also mention, though, that individual needs can vary a lot, right?
Oh, definitely. Meal timing needs can be different based on things like intense exercise levels, specific health conditions, diabetes, PCOS, thyroid issues, or if you're pregnant or breastfeeding, or even if someone is recovering from disordered eating. In those cases, working with a healthcare professional or a registered dietitian is really important to tailor a plan that fits your unique needs.
Right. So the takeaway here is that small strategic changes in when you eat can make a really big difference in how you feel day to day. Keep that engine consistently nourished.
Exactly. Ready for whatever your day throws at it.
Okay, now for something that feels really cutting edge, still being explored, the gut microbiome. This intricate internal ecosystem, this city of microbes in our gut. It's getting so much attention. Expert, how does this potentially affect our energy?
Yeah, it's a fascinating area. What's really emerging is the profound influence the gut microbiome seems to have on, host physiology generally, but specifically how our bodies extract and use energy from nutrients. We've seen some really compelling things, especially in animal studies. For instance, how gut bacteria ferment dietary fiber into compounds called short-chain fatty acids, or SCFAs. And these SCFAs appear to impact things like satiety signals, feeling full energy expenditure, even how the body synthesizes fat. There's also research, again, mostly in animals, on the role of inflammation, potentially triggered by components of certain gut bacteria like LPS, and how that might affect energy levels.
Okay, but you emphasized animal studies there.
Yeah.
That distinction sounds really important. If it seems clear in animals, why is it harder to pin down in humans? What are the challenges?
That's a great question, and it's really key to understanding where the research stands right now. The thing is, in human studies, researchers have not yet found consistent, reliable patterns in the gut microbiome that directly correlate with energy metabolism across the board.
Why not?
It's incredibly complex. Human diets, lifestyles, genetics, they vary so much more than in controlled lab settings with animals. And furthermore, most interventions aimed at deliberately changing the gut microbiome to influence energy metabolism in humans haven't really shown consistent, effective results yet.
Like fecal transplants, I've heard about those.
Exactly. For example, fecal microbiome transplantation, or FMT, from normal weight donors to individuals with obesity did successfully alter the recipient's gut microbiome composition. But crucially, it did not result in significant changes in their resting energy expenditure, how many calories their bodies burned at rest.
Oh, wow.
So it suggests that just changing the types of bacteria present might not be enough on its own to directly impact energy metabolism in humans. It's likely more complicated than just the composition.
That's a really crucial distinction.
Okay.
But there are still things we do know about the gut and energy in humans, right? Areas where research is ongoing.
Oh, absolutely. We know for sure that diet clearly does influence our gut microbiota. That link is strong. For instance, overfeeding has been associated with certain microbiome changes that are also seen in individuals with obesity. And conversely, underfeeding, like in calorie restriction studies, has sometimes been shown to increase the total microbial load and the diversity of species. High-fat, high-calorie diets are definitely linked to increased body weight and visceral fat. So what you eat shapes your gut garden, no doubt.
What about that Firmicutes to Bacteroid-Dietz ratio, the FB ratio that sometimes gets mentioned in relation to obesity?
Yes. That ratio got a lot of attention based on some early animal models, but in human studies, the results have been really inconsistent. One large meta-analysis actually found no significant association between the FB ratio and obesity in humans. So the scientific community is increasingly questioning how useful focusing solely on that specific ratio really is. It might be an oversimplification for humans.
Okay. And what about inflammation's role? Can gut bacteria contribute to inflammation that affects energy?
We do know that inflammation, which can be influenced by gut bacteria, like circulating LPS from certain bacteria potentially crossing the gut barrier, can impact energy metabolism. Depending on the level and type of inflammation, it might lead to behaviors aimed at conserving energy, like feeling fatigued. Or, paradoxically, it could potentially affect thermogenesis, which is heat production. It's a complex interplay still being unraveled.
Right. Bile acids, too, I hear they're involved.
They are, and their metabolism by gut bacteria and effects on signaling pathways are quite well understood in animal models. But human bile acid profiles are significantly different. So again, we need more human-specific research to really understand their precise role in our energy metabolism.
So given all this complexity, the ongoing research, the differences between animal and human studies, what's your best advice for our listeners right now regarding their gut and energy?
That's the key question, isn't it? While the gut microbiome is absolutely a fascinating and incredibly promising area of research, there's huge potential there. It's important to remember that, as of today, simply changing its composition alone hasn't consistently led to predictable changes in energy metabolism in human studies. The cause and effect isn't fully mapped out for humans yet. So for now, focusing on the fundamentals we've discussed, a well-rounded, nutrient-dense diet with plenty of fiber, getting those essential micronutrients, staying hydrated, and paying attention to appropriate meal timing that remains the most reliable, evidence-based strategy for supporting sustained energy levels.
Makes sense. Stick with what we know works while the science continues to evolve.
Exactly. We eagerly await more insights from rigorous research longitudinal studies, randomized controlled trials using robust methods to really understand the gut's specific roles and how we might effectively modulate it for energy benefits in the future. It's definitely a puzzle we're still actively putting together.
Okay, so we've covered a lot today. The macro and micro powerhouses in our food.
The big fuels and the tiny spark plugs.
The absolutely essential role of hydration.
Can't run without coolant.
The strategic timing of our meals.
Keeping the tank topped up.
And even peeked into the emerging complex science of the gut microbiome's connection to our energy.
Yeah, understanding these different layers of how your body processes fuel really empowers you, doesn't it? It helps you make informed choices, moving beyond just quick fixes to truly nourish yourself for sustained vitality, mental clarity, and just overall well-being. It's about optimizing your unique personal machine.
So as you go about your day, maybe think about this. If your body is this high-performance machine, what are the subtle signals it might be sending you? And how might you fine-tune your fuel intake? Maybe it's just a hydrating sip of water. Maybe it's a balanced snack time just right. How might you tweak things to unlock even greater potential?